Jim Jones simply won't relax. And now everything he's been saying is coming back to haunt him. From winding dips that people are criticizing him harshly due to his history of turning in old beef reports. Fans were frustrated, the streets pulled receipts, and his entire reputation was in jeopardy.
The rock star look. Who came up with that? You or Joel's?
The rock and roll look, that's my look. That's my look. Joel's is my little brother. I started the whole aesthetic. Wasn't nobody dressing like rock stars at all. Nowhere near the game. It wasn't thinking about it. I created that whole style and implemented it into the hip hop culture. You dig? But yeah, I set the torch up for the rock star rap look. I've always been dressing like a white boy since high school. I've been wearing motorcycle jackets and shit like that since high school. I got a different style than most.
And I know Wayne, he started dressing like that.
Yeah, we gave it to Wayne. He came to Dipset school, was with us for a whole summer. He was with Wells for a whole summer. Naturally, it's...
Jim seems to be digging a deeper hole every time he speaks these days. This is the same Harlem figure that people used to regard it as one of the most reliable rap artists in New York. And now people are scrutinizing him for fabricating tales and attempting to change historical events. Fans have already expressed that they are over it and won't put up with it any longer. The fact that Jim has been going to every interview he can find in an attempt to improve. His reputation just serves to heighten the tension. After he makes one comment, another mess breaks out.
Some comments about Nas, they got a lot of people coming at you, man. But as a New York rapper, I want to ask you, do you feel like you get your respect?
Yeah, I definitely get my respect as a New York rapper. My name is Capo. Don't let the motherfucking internet fool you, my brother. You heard? I'm from New York.
Going around right now asking if it's Nas or Jim Jones.
What's the question?
Nas or Jim Jones?
I'm a Harlem nigga. I will never ever disrespect Nas, first and foremost. Jimmy, that's the bro. That's Uncle Jomo, but first and foremost, he need to sit his ass fuck.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones? Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Is that a serious question?
Yes, it is.
Nas, bro. Jim Jones is a clown.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Come on.
Is that a question?
Yo.
Is that a question?
Hey, yo.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Come on.
I ain't say who.
Yo. Nas.
Nas for the poster.
All right. Nas or Jim Jones?
Said Nas or Jim Jones? Oh, Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Oh, Nas, I ain't gonna lie. Fuck Jim Jones, though.
All right.
When he went on his podcast Laps and claimed to have created Dipset from scratch and carried the entire motion. He even claimed that the Harlem takeover and the fashion wave wouldn't have happened without him. However, the internet quickly shut that down. Videos of Cameron describing how he put Jim on gave him early exposure, and even provided funding for the first Dipset plays surfaced. That's why Jim came out and said, "I created Dipset." Fans quickly respond back saying things like, "Nah bro, you became a member of Dipset?" His entire image cracked in that single moment. For years, Jim has been rotating between different versions of the same stories. How Dipset disbanded, who had a falling out, who spearheaded the initiative, and who was present. Every time Cam keeps checking him, Jim's old beef story is no longer credible. He talks about Low X and Zoe's fight as if it were serious for a moment, but then he says he doesn't care. He may be cool one day and shaded the next. He is unable to choose between being the villain or the sufferer.
I mean, and keep in mind that I'm what I'm doing is for my era of music. You heard? It's a blessing that I'm still here and I'm still being able to be appreciated by the youth and the younger generation coming up. That's a super blessing right there. But when it comes to the people of my era, I want smoke. You dig? Whether they're active or inactive, I'm telling them, I want smoke. You heard? Don't care about no legendary status, none of that type of shit. None of that shit works on the street, bro. I want smoke in the booth. You heard? Who want that? Let's talk about that right now. Who want to meet me in the booth? You heard? You ain't even gotta come to the same studio. Let's be in the same building. You take A room, I take the B room. You heard? just to make everybody feel comfortable. But I want smoke in the booth.
Jim's hustle used to earn him praise from hip-hop enthusiasts. Although he wasn't the best lyricist, he put in a lot of effort. Now that he appears every few months to defend himself against something fresh, that same hustling is turning into bewilderment. People are finally beginning to realize that Cam is not Jim's greatest adversary. In his own words, isn't Jim being held back by Mace and Jadakiss? It's his own mouth every time. His ego has been his greatest weakness. Straight up. He constantly tries to dominate the story rather than allowing his art to speak for itself. And now it's severely retaliating against him. He boasted in one interview that he kept the Dipset together. The next, he blamed everyone else for the breakdown. All the discrepancies were caught by the fans. Jim attempted to claim that people were misrepresenting him, but no one was doing so. He simply can't maintain consistency in his narrative. Things really shifted when Mace and Cam launched It Is What It Is and started casually tossing Dipset stories. Fans quickly made the connection and saw that Jim wasn't the capable leader he had always pretended to be. We all know who founded the empire, and it wasn't Jim. Mace even claimed that Jim spoke like the general. The entire internet was rocked by that one sentence. People flocked to TikTok and Twitter, bringing up old videos in which Jim repeatedly referred to himself as the capo, as though he was in charge of the squad. And just when things couldn't get much messier, he was discovered to be lying once more. He attempted to pretend in a recent interview that he had no genuine problems with Jadakiss and Styles P, and that the Versus fight was only amicable.
I mean, if we looking at the rappers from your era, it's not many left that's rapping at a high level.
All right, well, yeah.
Jada, he's still here. He still got something left in the tank.
Jada,
Fab,
nice.
He's still spitting.
Fab is one of my favorite rappers of all time. He's absolutely dumb nice. Like on another level. Niggas really listen to Fab music, that nigga go crazy. Like that nigga is, from a New York standpoint, shit like that. Like, you dig? So every place have their own music, you heard? I'm just coming from a New York standpoint, a tri-state area standpoint. We got our own thing and our own bop out here that we all appreciate and shit like that, you know what I mean? So we appreciate our New York rappers because there's a certain sound,
However, everyone recalls how anxious he was after completing interview after interview, claiming that Dipset didn't lose even though they were cleaned on stage in front of the entire globe. Fans laughed because Jadakiss wasn't lying when he quipped later on the radio, "Don't rewrite history, bro." You know what happened? The Maze predicament comes next. Jim has been playing it down as if it were all love. However, some recall those prior outbursts in which he referred to Maze as a phony preacher and used derogatory language for years. Suddenly, there is tranquility. Come on, people, see right through that. After speaking carelessly for so long, he is attempting to improve his reputation. As a result of his recent interviews, even some of his own followers are beginning to come out. Comments such as "Jim has been lying so long he forgot the truth" were made. He also genuinely believes that he can deceive the entire culture. To be honest, they are correct. Things start to get serious when the same people who supported your career start to doubt you.
Being honest, right? And you looking back at your career, where will you rank yourself among New York rappers? Top 10, top 15, top 20?
Where did I rank myself? I don't care about top 10 ranks. I care about the money. You heard? And you talking about all these artists that came in after me. I came in after them, Ralph, you heard? And I started as a hype man. And right now I am the hype man, as you can see all over the internet. Big difference, you heard? I'm talking about present day and what we're doing right now. I ain't worried about what's going on in the past. I don't worry about what you used to do or what you used to do. What can you do right now? You heard? And if you're not in it, you're not in it. You dig? But I'm in it wholeheartedly, and I wrap circles around anybody who beg to differ. Tell them meet me in the booth. That's all we got to talk about. There ain't no shot at no one in particular person. But yeah, you know what's up? I'm from that era. Engagement era. You heard?
Fans became weary of the man who used to represent Harlem reality because he now seemed to be living in a fantasy. The unfortunate thing is that Jim might have been an undisputed Harlem legend. He had the long run, the grit, and the energy. But his constant demand for approval began to ruin his entire reputation. He wanted to be perceived as the brains behind everything, not merely the owner of his lane. However, the individuals who were present, Cam, Mace, and even seasoned professionals like Fat Joe keep reminding everyone that those who truly put in the effort are the reason it is what it is, every time. Cam and May continue to make fun of Jim with jokes based on actual historical events. Fans adore it, as everyone knows it's the truth, and they keep an eye out for him changing stories. The internet went nuts when May claimed that Jim was like that guy who copies your schoolwork but still makes mistakes. It's funny, but it hurt because every time Jim pushes himself into awkward conversations, it seems like he's trying too hard to change his position. It's not just old beefs either. Jim has been portraying himself as the face of Harlem rap, claiming to have impacted the next generation. But the younger wave does not share his views.
Feeling that, you know what I mean, that we get from certain rappers and things like that. And Fab is one of them, Jada is one of them, Fat Joe is one of them. Whenever JB jumping back out, he one of them, like you dig, like. But some of these people lost their rhythm and they cadence, you dig, like they still stuck where they was at, you heard, and people be getting confused, like you dig, I ain't even gonna get into it. But like I said, I want smoke. Only way to shut me up is to shut me up. Show me I'm bugging.
You think you can go bar for bar with Jada, Fab, or Jay-Z?
I go to bar with anyone. With anyone. You heard? There ain't no beating around the bush. I've been saying it, bro. I want smoke in the booth. You heard? That's the only way to settle this one. We all can put out dope freestyles. We all can put out dope music. I want smoke in the booth.
They do not quote him or adopt his manner, but they do honor his past. Dave East, Fivio, and A Boogie are shaping the sound of Harlem now. Jim appears to be out of touch as he tries to keep up with a lane that is already past him. He continues to chase situations rather than maturing smoothly. Anything to stay in the spotlight for a week, including viral interviews and minor disputes. Last year, he even attempted to criticize Pusha T by calling him overrated. But fans quickly turned that against him. They brought to mind how Pusha defeated Drake in front of everyone, something Jim was never able to accomplish. People said Jim just chooses battles at random to be relevant, and it escalated into another roasting session. To be honest, they are correct. Jim's entire brand used to be based on Harlem pride and dedication. But these days, it appears to be nothing more than contradictions and justifications. Every time he attempts to respond to his detractors, he ultimately confirms what everyone has already said. Fans are sick of seeing the switch-ups because he simply won't accept responsibility for anything. Jim has been straying from the same roots that initially drew people to him, and genuineness is hard to come by.
Mimi did. You heard? Like the Thriller in Manila. Let's sell it that way. See how Beasley and Baby Bro just did the one-on-one? You heard? See how Beasley and Lance did, that's what I want. You heard? I want the one-up. I want smoke. I don't care about rankings, bro. I want smoke. I want smoke and I want money. You heard? A ranking never gave me $1 at all. When the ranking come with a check, then I'll be pressed about the ranking. But none of that come with a check.
Now when the writing was on the wall and he was losing the one thing that really mattered, the respect of the people, he still tries to move like a Harlem capo. However, that title loses significance when your tails don't align and your peers are always scrutinizing you. Even his recent attempts to play peacemaker with Dipset fell flat. His version of events is untrustworthy. He seems to be merely talking the talk, and people don't seem to be taking him seriously at all. It's evident on the internet. Once supportive fans are now sharing video snippets from his interviews with tags like this, "Man is lying again." Or did he not mention anything different the previous month? Because he keeps making up unbelievable claims, he became his own meme. The unfortunate thing is that it never had to end this way. Jim had a genuine opportunity to develop into that esteemed original, the kind of person who elevates the up-and-coming artist from Harlem. However, he intensified the same egotistical energy from the Dipset period. It is now catching up more loudly than before. The streets remember everything. Therefore, you can't expect respect while changing your own history. Even Cam, who has been cool lately, made a clever hit on air, noting that some individuals have been lying for so long that they believe it to be the truth. Fans understood exactly who he was referring to, and it blew up right away when Mace chuckled and said, "That's Copo behavior." Because everyone was aware that Jim had been exposed once more on their own platform. That video went viral. It's hardly even about meat at this point. It has to do with legacy. He was once buoyed up by Harlem, but now they are staring at him with heavy eyes, waiting for the day when he truly maintains it 100%. Hip-hop fans witnessed the contradictions, backtracking, and phony harsh rhetoric. A career can be rebuilt, but if credibility is lost, it's finished. If you rock with the actual breakdowns, make sure you hit like, subscribe to the channel, post a comment, and share this video.